not for several years. Speaking of changes, though, in the C-suite, we do want to say on that topic, particularly when it comes to the CFOs, a lot of shakeups there, particularly as turnover hit a record in the first quarter. Nina Trentman is senior editor at Bloomberg Editorial who covers this. And I guess I'm not surprised. I mean, it's been a tough job, but what are the numbers telling us?
Yeah, it's a tough job. That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
The numbers certainly show us that there's an increase in turnover. Not a surprise if we're thinking about what happened this year. So I'm referring to the first quarter, which is the only period for which we have data.
Yeah.
So we have 95 CFO changes at global companies around the world, which is up from 89, which was a prior year record. Yeah. And of course, is a testimony to the fact that the job is really hard, and it just got much harder with Trump
and there's no way
doing what he's doing.
Yeah, and there's no way to know if those people voluntarily left or if they were kind of, nudged out.
Yeah, there's always a mixture of wordings that you see in filings.
Spend time with the family.
Retiring, then also
all that code.
Moving on, new opportunities. And of course, with some people, you see them landing elsewhere, but also in other cases, you know that they would have just been gotten the boot.
So with all the CFO shuffle, which kinds of CFOs are the most valuable, the ones most in demand right now?
What I'm hearing from recruiters is certainly that people are saying experience and more experience is what people want to see, specifically because right now, of course, it's not as if anybody can claim that we've seen this before, because for all of us, this is new, and what we're seeing in recent headlines and what Trump is doing is new. But I think what people want to see is some kind of experience of having navigated prior crises, prior sudden changes. So, for example, during COVID. So what I'm certainly hearing from CFOs is that they're saying, and also from recruiters, this is not the time for first-time CFOs.
I don't want to put you on the spot, but I do want to just go back to some breaking news that we had a little while ago involving Uber, elevating the guy who ran their mobility business to the title of COO. And it's kind of, two things I found interesting about it. They haven't had a COO since 2019. And I am curious about the reshuffling that we see at the top. Isn't just about, of course, filling slots, but it's also about the CEO, more importantly, the board, making a decision about what's most important. So we talk about the importance of, obviously, a CFO's importance, but these roles and how they're changing and what they're supposed to be doing. What are you seeing there?
We're certainly seeing that more CFOs are taking on COO responsibilities as well. So in addition to those very straightforward COO appointments where companies oftentimes might not have had one for a long time, we're seeing also that CFOs are taking on the additional responsibility, for example, at Salesforce and also at other companies where basically companies are merging roles and giving somebody a really big beat. Interestingly enough, if we look at CEO succession, then the people who most often succeed the CEO come from the COO position. So certainly maybe an indication for that. I don't know if I have any inside knowledge there, but...
Well, we should point out the story says Dara Khosrowshahi says he's not going anywhere. So,
well, that's what they all say, right? That's the code that goes along with everything. All right, Nina, always appreciate it. Thank you so much. Bloomberg's Nina Trentman. And don't forget to sign up for Bloomberg's CFO Briefing. This is a weekly newsletter for and about CFOs featuring top executives at global companies and covering key trends in corporate finance by our very own Nina Trentman.
Look at that portrait. I got to get somebody to redo my shot. That is great, by the way.
It's high end.
All right, when we come back.